Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilcum empath. I just like to do these little talks on how I feel about things. Well, things are fiery to say the least. Yeah. Looks like radio waves to me right there. I just noticed that. Bloop, like heartbeats, like bloop, EKG, electrocardiogram, heartbeat. That's what an electrocardiogram is. It's heartbeat. Heartbeat. Love. It's a heartbeat treat. To me, that's what I think of as love, the highest vibration that exists in all the land. I was just cruising around, splashing around in Minnow Pond. I dig Chris. Like a lot of the chatters. Sometimes people spoil stuff. When I see people having a hard time, or when I know people in the chat that aren't saying so, because that's why people go there, for community, right? Feel like you belong, right? Yeah. That's why I go there. When it was at 5 o'clock, I was like, this is the best happy hour in town. And he changed the time. So I let people know I do videos wherever I go, because, most of the time people just comment and, they make accounts to comment. I don't think, I think most of people don't make YouTube videos that are there in chat rooms. So I'd be sure to let people know if you're going through a hard time, especially periods like this. And some people they jump right on that fence, they jump right on there. They don't like it. They don't like sharing what in their space. Woo! You don't pee in their Cheerios, People are so territorial, and hey, if people do videos, I want them to share. I want them to share that they do videos. If they're here to help and light the way to make things easier for other people, please, by all means, share that you have a message of hope. I ain't into the dark stuff around here. The dark stuff is what got us here. I ain't into freaking money, property, prestige. Yeah, I like property. I would like to own some just because I want something that my dogs can roam free on, and be chill without having, somebody come in or the threat of somebody coming. Well, that threat always imposed whether I live there or not, of taking my space, So I'm for property and that. But I don't need a lot of property. I just need a little property. I'm not that greedy. I don't measure my my personality and the size of my spirit through possessions and fancy cars and and I've had a lot of life experience that is now coming into play. It's coming in. My life experience, all the freaking pain, was raped as a baby, all the sexual abuse that I endured, and I was okay anyway. And people kept, Mark, you should be, yeah, I've been mad about things, but who's not mad about things? But you know what? In my history, I don't put my hands on people out of anger, so people can never paint a picture of me that, oh, Mad Marge, Mad Marge, you can't do that, because I don't put I don't even touch it. When I'm mad or frustrated, I won't even touch animals. I just hate. So you people can't label me somebody of violence, because I'm not that person. But how many people, do that have aggressively put their hands on people and are right now, yeah, uncentered? Exactly. They are completely off balance, and they're freaking do not know what to do with themselves. They are acting in completely irrational ways. In Eclipse season, even Chris said it over at Minnow Pond, was like, yeah, even today I was all thinking about stuff I haven't thought about in years. Welcome to Eclipse season. It happens every year. Welcome to retrograde. Planets are retrograde. Mercury's in retrograde a third out of the year, folks. This energy ain't new. It's just your awareness of what it's doing is new, or is becoming more apparent to you. So the more people recognize it, don't put doom and gloom on Mercury retrograde. Just be more cautious. But hey, if you're cautious all the time, it ain't no different. Yeah. People come after me all the time. Come along. Let's dance. Let's twirl. Because that's the thing, is people come after me and they think they're doing subtle, and I put them on blast, and I let, hey, you want people to know what a big tough, bad man, you scary guy you are, well, hey, I'll let the whole world in close proximity know. You know? I'm reading some of the chats. I ain't never done that before. Welcome to my tube, Harmon Jet and Light Moon. Yeah, no, I'm an Aries Sun, Scorpio Moon, Gemini rising, so I am designed for this. I am designed to point out the marauders and go, no, you're just a big old jerk. Vibe higher, you know? And I'm not saying it doesn't tax me energetically. I freaking, the next day, I'll freaking eat 2 cookies. When I talk about cookies, I talk about CBD cookies. They help me to mind the dip, and that's what people are doing. There's all this energy, and they're all fired up, and they just think it's them, Maybe they got a raise or something. They think it's them, but after, like a heartbeat, after every, like I mentioned when I started this off, the EKG, after every spike, there's a dip that goes below the baseline, and people don't account for that dip, For every negative, or for every positive, there's a negative, and they don't account for that, and people are shorting out, man. It's, people, I keep seeing veil, the veil's falling, and all a veil is acknowledging that there's some corrupt mofos running this planet, and people, the gig is up, and there's a lot of money on the planet. If you really did the numbers, there's enough for everybody to go around, so everybody can at least have a little parcel of their own, because there's a lot of planet and a lot of space on the planet, and everybody should be able to have their own little space, and not these see, because people, the higher you get, the farther you are from being able to understand people that live on like $750 a month. You have no comprehension of that. So if you you make all these people that are spending millions and millions of dollars on elections that are coming up, make them live on $750 a month for a little while. But things will change real quick. But see, these are the extremes. But there's so much corruption coming out, and people are just like, because more people like me, well, I don't get a lot of traffic, and that's okay, but I call BS wherever I go, and wherever I go, like if I'm in the middle of the day at the grocery store, I'm be sure to talk trash about city employees, because if I'm offending anybody off, it's probably a city employee. And what are you doing at the grocery store in the middle of the day anyway? You should be at work, but yeah, astrology is tough, but see, and that's the thing, I always encourage people to freaking, because everybody that you learn from learns from somebody, and everybody you learn from has a different learning and teaching style. So it's all, you just got to take everything with a grain of salt. If something, that's why, like, when I found out about Vedic last year, I was so excited about it, because it made my sun sign a Pisces, which made me understand a lot more about myself, because Aries, but Pisces made more sense to me. So you got to just keep looking until you find, and it's because some stuff I don't go any place on Facebook for any kind of astrology, because it's just nonsense. Facebook makes my eyes switch. Let me read some of the stuff here. Yeah, Jim, I am a Gemini. Oh, fucking Gemini, everything. No duality there, dark and white. See, that's the thing. Is cool. People are coming to terms with their dark and light. Like people are like, hey, I'm a criminal. I steal things when I'm not a criminal, but I know people that like to steal things just for the sake of stealing it. They have the money in their pocket to pay for it, but they do it just to do it, just because they're a thief, for whatever reason. And I've stolen things before. I've gone back and made amends for the stuff that I've taken later on in life, or throughout my life, and so I try to clear up the rest of my past. But to each his own. I'm sure there's incarnations I've been a freaking viping. I'm sure I've been every freaking terrible paradigm. That's why I can't really beat up my fellow man too much, because we're all connected. We all do the same thing. We all act out the same way. Hurt feelings are hurt feelings. Anger is anger. Aggression is aggression. Lack of emotional control is lack of emotional control. And right now, people that don't have emotional control, that is the greatest imbalance right now, because they're running the place and they don't have. How are you gonna put limits on things and shop for the most reasonable, cheapest prices if you're living champagne dreams and caviar wishes or whatever? It logically doesn't compute, and the gig is up. Yeah, people, it's weird. It's like when you're so giving of yourself to people, and they turn on you. I think it's because my interpretation of that is because when they're giving themselves, they are shooting an angle and they want something, and they're being sneaky and conniving and manipulative, and so they think if that's how it works for them, that you're up to the same no good too. I think how that's because it goes in line with that, you spot it, you got it. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense to me. That's why I was like, I always get freaking duped, because I just think everybody has everybody's good intention, and I'm going up against somebody, and it was a couple years ago, I smoked out with the kid who just smoked a J, and freaking I had my Nikon in my backpack, and when we were done, he grabbed my and ran off, and I was like, makes you not want to, share what you got with people, but it doesn't mean I'm going to freaking stop. F him, that's his karma. I got another camera, thank goodness, and hopefully, I'll be smarter next time. But at the same time, that was my bad, because I was drinking alcohol at that time, and my defenses were low, and I put talk in that. And I can't make good judgments with alcohol. It's not. It takes my spirit, and I don't care what I do and where I go when my spirit's gone. That racks up bad karma. And there's a lot of people that do that too, and but they know what it does. They know what alcohol does to them, and they choose to do it anyway. That's the imbalance in them. When you do bad stuff, do it anyway. Yeah, freaking, I make bad decisions. I tell people exactly, and I'm an empath, and I read them, and they don't want their secrets told. And I freaking run my mouth. Oh, I didn't know. I thought everybody knew just for looking at you. It's just me, Yeah. And authority types hate me. Like the cop the last cop that I had a conversation with, man, he had the tiniest little hands. I'm like, it doesn't matter, You're a man with tiny hands in life. That puts you, it doesn't matter how much body armor you have, and if you have a 45 on your belt and 4 clips, and it doesn't matter. You are a man with tiny hands. And that's too bad. That's the thing. I get tells. People tell me who they are all the time. Men that look like rats. Have you ever freaking known a guy that looked like a rat that was just the greatest guy in the world? That was your go-to guy? No. It's like they're all shysters to me. Or like people with specific names. I like to look at birthday, common denominators and personality traits with birthdays. Now, on my birthday, I'm April 9th, 1974. Same person, same year. My birthday, twin, Jenna Jameson. Different year, obviously, but same birthday. Hugh Hefner, Dennis Quaid, Kristen Stewart. These people that are like fiery, and a lot of mad problems with alcohol, and that have problems with ego. And look at all of the spectrum of the ones that have kept their ego in check and the ones that haven't, where it got them. I hate to think of the stuff that went on at freaking that Playboy Mansion. It freaking grosses me out. I already know it's kind of stuff that went on there. You know, but it's just this good old boys club is coming around. It's coming around. Good old boys ain't been so good. You don't ever hear stories about this dastardly, perverted, disgusting, gross stuff in the good old girls club, do ya? Nope, not in the good old girls club. So welcome to the good old girls club, where men are coming into terms with their divine feminine. They're coming into balance with and being okay with saying, you know what, I'm secure with my sensitive side. Yeah. Still don't excuse a man bun as far as I'm concerned, but it's my own thing. I don't get it. Whatever. Whatever. Oh yeah, there's always different level of people awakening. That's the thing, is like I've had this saying in my head for the last couple of days. Just, they know not what they do. They know not what they do. And then I get all mad and indignant if my ego starts to flare, and I'm all, well, they freaking should. It's up to them to freaking, maybe stop believing in reindeer games like stocks, elections, and freaking your favorite sports teams, and maybe, get quiet and try to meditate for 5-10 minutes and do the whole world a favor. It's a little warm in here, and it's still cool. Huh. Artie's gonna have a dental soon. Yep, that's the thing. Gets money in the bank ahead a little bit, and just provides stuff that, yeah. So we'll just start that, and then next month we'll do another one. I'm lucky enough that I got one of the best freaking vets in town. I'm lucky. Maybe he'll do it for $400 with lab work, $450, something like that. But other places, they're so greedy, man. Why do they make it so hard just for you to love your animals? Dr. Trust Omaha breast cake, you made freaking $120 is max, and that's like 2 teeth extraction that anybody ever played. I mean, if these like vet techs came out of freaking and just had freaking teeth cleaning clinics, they could make bank in just that and do it for $100. It ain't hard, but people you got to pay for people's freaking overhead and their freaking egos and their Teslas and their freaking what are tuitions up to now? 200, 5 years, $200K, $300K. I mean, and for what credentials? What are these learning institutions? Their credentials, how many are discredited all the time? Just I think they should just erase everybody's dead and start over, because they don't even know what they're doing. God, yeah, there's a lot of electricity in there. I was a jerk today. I just am tired of seeing Fat City employees, tired of it. It's like I had to work so hard because fat dudes, when I was in the Air Force, made me go to the gym and held my freaking rank. I mean, the story is absurd, right? Why I'm constantly being like, and I'd go to the gym from 5 to 6 every day for like 7 months. I'd run on the cross trainer on level 10, listening to The Offspring. Where are all the fat dudes that told me to go there? At freaking sleeping at home. So like now it's like, I can see these people because, I don't get to go to work right now until I figure out how I can move and make that happen again. So meanwhile, mom's caregiver, and freaking that ain't worth that. That ain't gonna get me freaking stock options, I'll tell you that. And it's just, it's the imbalance. And I look at people and I see the imbalance every time because when I see the imbalance, because I used to be 200 pounds and I knew that I was out of balance. I knew I was freaking, yeah, on paper, I was doing every single thing I wanted to do. Had the girlfriend, or had the relationship, had the house, had the job, had the car, had the camera. I could do what I want, go where I want, pretty much. And then I was so miserable. I was 200 pounds. I'm only 5. Now I'm 5'2". I've lost a couple inches. I'm only 45. Yeah, but I used to be 5'3 3/4", but my enlistment, my job, freaking yeah, I couldn't. I got turned down for disability. You know why? Is because when they went and asked me the same questions, there was this doctor, and he kept saying, "Okay, I'm going to ask you these series of questions. Okay, the series of questions I'm going to ask you are in regard to this." The series, and he kept saying the same. He said it, and finally he said it 6 times, and I was like, "How many times are you going to ask me or preface this? Are you just going to ask the question?" And the man freaking was all offended, and so he told Social Security Disability that I needed to go to psychiatry. I said, "No, men like you have tried to put me in my place my whole life, and that's what the problem is. Are you going to get to the point? Or are you just going to sit here and flash your degrees on the wall?" Because the guy was like freaking, I mean, he was his nationality, but he was obese, so there's imbalance in him. So you're going to designate who gets what? And he was, because he goes out of his ego. And how many people get turned away in this country for help that they need because somebody doesn't like somebody's attitude? That's the imbalance in them. Withholder. I hate people that withhold. Withholders? No. I'm not going to love you. No, I'm not. My mother's been a withholder. I was born to a withholder. She didn't hold me till I was 3 days old. Yeah, I'm one of those. So when people are like, "What's the matter? Your mom didn't hold you when you were a baby?" I'm like, as a matter of fact, she didn't. I was day 3. And then you know what? I still turned out okay. You kind of seem like you're a little punk bitch. What's your problem? But hey, it's that stuff. People try to make me feel bad. I'm like, you want to make me feel bad? I'll give you an example of how I should feel bad, and I still feel better than you. And I got a $4,000 smile. Nah. Yeah. I'm reading comments. La la la. Talk amongst yourselves. But you know what? Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully, I get my snapbacks going around. And it's all I know things are turning around because it's all the astrology. I mean, I'm okay. By all intents and purposes, if I just think of when I was a kid, when I was 15, Mom had her stroke. We lived in a 1-room cabin. It was freaking hot. It was gross. There were bugs all over. We were just poor. The only reason why, if I had money, is because, if I got my first job when I was 15 and a half, they have these little programs that poor kids can sign up for, make $4.25 an hour, whatever it was back then. And this is the only time I ever got to go school clothes shopping ever, and so, and so I worked real hard to go to college and do all that stuff and go to the Air Force and put up with a bunch of misogynistic freaking bullshit in the name of reindeer games to kill people, and that to me is twisted. But that paradigm's coming down, Oops, in the paper, what, there's 150 nukes that the USA has stashed all over Europe. Oops, did we do that? Dude, stop. You're the bully. You stop being a bully, then you don't have to worry about freaking protecting yourself from people. There, Uncle Sam got all pervy and gross, and the gig is up. But the thing is there's so many people right now that, it's like they're like me. It's like we freaking busted our ass to get up through the, just to have a decent life, and then boom, something happens. You got a parent to take care of. Or boom, something happens and you got a loved one that's been in a car accident, and then you can't leave. You got to take care of them because insure. Or boom, your life turns upside down. It's happening to more people. So more people are being made to be empathetic, and unfortunately, people can't just go, "God, man, that just sucks for that to happen." What can we do to help? And to sign up for stuff is so incestuous. But the people that come up with the programs pay themselves. I was looking at salaries today. Policemen pay themselves $90,000 a year, $80,000 a year, and then drive around in $80,000 cars, totally not with all the technology and stuff like that. It's just well, that's not good. Yeah, my mom is. If that's the literal thing, I mean, I was 12 years old. 12 was a rough year for me, and mom would we just moved back up to Reading, and we were in a Ryder truck, one of those moving trucks, the U-Haul trucks, and I knew she was beginning to have an episode, is what I call them. She was going into psychotic break, and what it is, and when it's too much stress that your body just goes into a different reality, different timeline, pretty much. She was beginning to do that, and never left her alone when she never leave somebody alone when they're like that, so I was like, all right, Mom. She's like, well, we got to take the truck back. It's got to be back by 11 at night. And I was in Redding, California, and the place she found to drop it off was about Chico. It's about 77 miles away. And it's like, all right, well, we got someone there to pick us up. Oh, we'll figure it out when we get there. Yeah, always, of course. So we're driving along on she takes off on a side road. She's always been big on making sure that we had faith in God. You got faith in God. You got faith in God. Yeah, Mom, I got faith in God. I always got faith in God. So we're on the side road, and it's about 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock at night, and I see I-5 way over yonder, and the headlights are just little flickers, not much bigger than the ones in the background there, and freaking, and she starts driving on this road, and she's like, keeps accelerating. You believe in God. You believe in God. Yeah, Mom, the back of the truck is empty because we offloaded it. And, of course, we're dropping it off. And I was like, yeah, we believe in God. And then she's like, well, you better start praying to him now. And she has this thing maxed out at the governor about 70, 74 miles an hour. And then she kills the headlights. And then she's barreling down the road, And it's dark. It's dark. And I freaking went in the back of the truck. And I was just like, why is this my reality? I'm 12, dude. This is just freaking weird. Orville. Yeah, I know. This happened right down around there, kind of off on. Yeah. So, so all these experiences that I've had, helps me when people freaking, when their family, somebody in their family goes through a freaking some kind of break that they don't understand, behaviors that they don't get. And you know what? I can relate to you. And that makes a lot of people feel better. It's just one person relating to another. There is so much healing that can be done in just one person relating to another, like tracks like. People don't want to feel like they're the only ones in the world. People don't ever want to be the only ones to do anything. People act like they want to be special and unique and things like that. But take it from me, it ain't that rad. I know I'm unique. I know I'm different. We all, I know what I am. If more people knew what they were, maybe more people would be secure at themselves. But that's what all the astrology right now is, just carpet shaking out the fleas in the rug. That's all it is. Shaking all your wool boys out, your boogies out, It's not just yours. It's stuff that's been handed down incarnation after incarnation, lifetime after lifetime. We keep learning the same lessons over and over, and that's is live in the highest vibration of love. Just be good to people, and money don't matter, time don't matter, third quarter earnings don't matter. All that matters is your relationships with other human beings and freaking having clean water to drink and some food to eat. But, I guess something really big has to happen for people to get it, Hopefully it doesn't have to come to that, but whatever. What are you going to do? We all have the same stories because we are the same consciousness, and some of us vibe at a vibration like this. So the more when you come out of the womb and you're freaking, dude, some of us feel terror before we even come out of the room. My mother was, and when I was, what is it? Addison's disease. My mother was under great duress when I was in vitro. I was 10 months in the womb, and I was only 6 pounds 4 ounces. You know, that math ain't right. You know, so because my mom was so stressed out, she drew on my endocrine system. So I was her little energetic cheerleader in vitro, right? Because that's what the body does, is it draws, right? And so I learned to give everything of me from the womb. I was born to do this. So yeah, it's 10 months too. So I knew what the world was. I didn't want out. I'll stay in there as long as I can, splashing around the warm the schmooze. Anyway, so some of us, and fear is a vibration. That's why I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I've been on roller coasters, but I'm done with that. I don't like that. I don't like that when kids scream. When I grew up, kids scream when they're in trouble. So when the kid screams like every 10 minutes because it's excited about something, I don't freaking understand that. But kids are sensitive more these days, and I guess gotta try and be more compassionate. But anyway, so people, that have crappy crap happen to them when they were younger, like this, and then something bad happens, it reminds them of that, and when more like me that have had a lot of these things happen, it's just like, oh yeah, this is norm, right? Life is freaking traumatic all the time. Isn't everybody's life traumatic all the time? And then, but not everybody's is, right? So you have these people, it's like, well, every time I share my stories, people look at me like I'm crazy and weird, and all I am is just sharing things that I've witnessed, and they think like I choose it, or it's weird. I don't know. I'm like, this is just my path. This is just my path. I didn't know it was going to be rocky. And yeah, people say, we pick our Akashic records, we choose our path. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I was freaking recruited for this shit. I got drafted for this shit. Right? So, but what's happening in society now is more things are happening to people that are putting them in a traumatic state, freaking, whether you're in Maryland and houses randomly blown up because of gas mains, or you're in Redding, California, or Paradise and your town burns down, or there's earthquakes or floods everywhere. Somebody's experiencing what it's like, or blackouts. More and more people are experiencing what it's like looking at extreme times, because times are extreme. So no more, I think, the days of white picket fences. I think it's safe to say that those days are over. Yeah, I'm trying to move back to Redding, actually. That's what I freaking am on. I'm always looking at, I grew up there. Proud Falcon, CVHS, class of 92. Yeah. Tuck. Yeah, so just want to find a place for me and Ma, and, hopefully get her to, get out more. I hate staying at home all the time. I hate it. Dog, is I asked my mom, you hate it. And houses in Redding have swamp coolers, and I like them. This is the longest video I've ever done. I just know that people are having freaking a hard time right now. They are. Right, today I was freaking surly this morning. That's the thing, is I've dealt with all the wreckage of my past and my hurts and my pains. Right now, I'm just kind of sitting here freaking hanging out, waiting for other people to deal with theirs so we can freaking heal some stuff, and actually do some stuff. It was like an all hands on deck deal. All the astrologers put out their reports. Now it's just like, yeah, they're all the same. They're just all the same. But none of it matters because people have free will. So what are they going to choose? Are they going to choose light? Or are we going to just keep going down this trajectory of which we're already going? All I can do is conserve my energy because, I've had a lot of freaking weird stuff happen my whole entire life. So my and that's what's happening is more and more people are getting sensitive, They just don't have the freaking tolerance for crap, I can't believe the stuff people get away with, man. It's like, are you serious? Where's the camera? Are you kidding me? I like doing that stuff. Passive aggressive, I'm Heyoka. I am all spectrum. So, yeah, we are. No, I'm about to be unstuck. I tell you what. Yeah, I got my. See, that's the thing. I got my. That was cool. Well, it wasn't. I got my. I freaking had like. I had a Nissan Rogue. It was like $1,700. I paid it down to like less than $2,000, and they freaking repoed it. I'm like, listen, I'm not paying the bill because I don't want to. But I even freaking vacuumed it all out and cleaned it all out and made sure it was all nice and tidy. Because I'm like, well, I figure they're gonna come get it sooner or later, so I'll just make sure all my stuff's out of it. I'll be prepared. It's how you can always make a bad situation better. But then I just freaking came across a chunk of cash and freaking I kept looking in Craigslist, and I came across this ad for this big red truck for $2,400, and this guy was in a bind because he was getting custody from his kid, from his grandkids, so he needed like to move immediately. So I got, and then now I have not seen a truck that inexpensive on since, and I'm on Craigslist a lot. I'm always looking for deals and stuff and property. Yeah, my big red truck. I gave it an oil change yesterday. I put my coveralls on, climbing under my big red truck. Or the day before, I told that story. That was kind of a funny story. That was me getting to do it different because emotional. I don't have the energy. I'm too. I don't have the energy to get mad. Get off my lawn, you confounded kids! No, come over, kids. Sit down on the lawn, have a picnic. You're all welcome. Just clean up after yourselves when the mess is done. I guess I have not heard the joke of the big red truck. I don't know. People are just kind of in limbo right now, I think. It's a feeling I get. I cut ties with some folks. I'm like, how many people do I have left? I don't have anybody else left to cut ties with. Really. I really don't. Well, I'm not friends with that dentist guy no more. I tried to cause a fight with my DOGs. Or he almost caused one. I don't know. I thought that was weird. I thought it was... I saw red flags before, but I never understood... I thought detoxes were supposed to be to get rid of toxins and not loaders. And I never heard of a detox with freaking nicotine patches and sleeping pills. So we weren't in alignment. Yeah. I got my dogs. Benny. Yeah, even Tucker was in a... I'm on my freaking bare mattress right now. I hate that. I don't like that. I have to go do laundry tomorrow. I'll go look and see if there's a sheet, because Tucker's a bedwetter, and he peed the bed 2 times today. And it's not like he sleeps and he pees the bed. No, it's his sister emasculates him because she's tough as nails, and she calls for respect, and it makes them all nervous and emasculates them. So sometimes she'll come in here and she'll like say, "Hey, what's up, stinky boys?" and it makes him nervous, and he'll just like, do the dominance thing, and he'll lift his leg on my pillow or today it was my cover and the sheet. I can't get mad at him. I can't get mad at them. Do you whisper? Like dog whisper? I don't know what some words mean to some people. I know what things mean to me. Okay, I communicate with all things. I think I'm pretty good judge of what their perception of reality is. I think I'm a pretty good read on that. So I'd have to say yes. Yeah. Robert Wallace was the horse whisperer. He was the one that the Robert Redford movie was made out of. My brother's practice wife, her brother did a radio show and interviewed him, so they got to go like to his ranch and participate in an event where he demonstrated. So that's what I think of horse whisperer. Yeah, I all animals, that's why animals are always around me. Animals are constant. I'll be in the middle of freaking New York City and I'll find the critters just come out. They always find the critters. It's because we're the same vibration, and like attracts like. Animals, they know where they're going. Animals don't go hang out with things that are going to put themselves in danger. They know a good soul when they read one. That's why I don't trust people that don't like animals. You're off. That is weird to me. I always wonder about that. So, yeah, all kinds of. I love freaking. Yeah, I used to watch pit bulls and parolees and all that jazz and see, I think dreaming when people talk on the other side, I think we visit the other side every time we go to sleep at night. That's the way I look at it. My conscious, subconscious all merge and meld and freaking go dance around different dimensions, just trying to sort out the same lessons that I'm not figuring out while I'm awake in 3Dsville, USA. You know what I mean? Oh, animals and trees. They tell us. Ever have somebody walk up and the freaking wind blows and a tree starts to shimmy in a certain way when it was just real still for a real long time? Yeah, they're just as good at judging characters as animals are, the way I see it. Oh, I don't know what I would do if I stopped dreaming. I know people that don't dream. Or I don't know if they dream or if they don't have recall. I don't know. It's such a weird... It's just... The psyche is interesting. But, alright. I can't believe I yammered on for 42 minutes. So, I am done. Ta-ta. We're gonna open a window and let the light shine in. Ta-ta. Alright, it's pretty hot. Gonna get these dogs outside and get a little leg time, little stretchy stretch. Thanks for hanging out, Carmen Jet and Light Moon, and whoever tunes in at whatever time it is for you. I hope you all have a rad evening. Peace. Beep. Beep.